like supposed to be 110 something degrees today, so we are getting up out of here. I'm gonna be heading from Lone Pine to Big Pine, where the White Mountains are. When you hit the northern end of Big Pine, take the 168 east through the Westgard Pass for about 13 miles to White Mountain Road. You lose phone service pretty quickly on the 168, and there are no services, so make sure you have plenty of gas, food, and whatever water you will need. The drive is enchanting. The narrow, meandering highway climbs up the White Mountain Range, offering impressive views of the Eastern Sierra to the west and even Death Valley to the east. For stunning 360 views, hit the Sierra View observation point on your way up the mountain. Ironically, this is also the only place for cell phone service in this whole area, so naturally I spent a lot of time up here enjoying the sunsets and catching up on work. The White Mountain Range is home to the ancient Bristlecones, a species of pine with an impressive lifespan and a unique way of dealing with the harsh, high-elevation conditions. The Schulman Grove is about 5 miles from the turn, but on windy, steep roads, making the commute longer than expected, but truly breathtaking. The visitor center was closed both times I went this summer due to COVID, but the trails were open. The easiest of the two hikes is still really rewarding. The 1-mile Discovery Loop had an incline of around 200 feet that wasn't too bad. The entire trail has interesting plaques commenting on the biology and history of the bristlecones. Towards the end of the Discovery Trail is where you will find some of the most photographed bristlecones with a stunning view of the hills behind. I actually came back in the middle of the night to try to catch these trees with the Milky Way behind them, but I was skunked by some ominous clouds. Still, I got some interesting shots of the International Space Station trailing in the sky. After hiking the Discovery Trail, I headed back down the road a few miles to Grandview Campground. The Forest Service asks for donations, about $5 a night, well worth it for the spaced out, impressive campsites that offer amazing views of the stars and relatively clean pit toilets. Bud? This is the coolest campsite. So much shade. Goes out into nothing, which is great. And there's a lot of room for other vehicles and shit. There's also a hiking trail at the back end of this campsite that heads down to some old mill. But with the sun setting, I wasn't able to make it all the way down. But now I have another item to add to my growing bucket list in the area. The next morning, I woke up extra early for the sunrise. The view eastward from the campground gives you a glimpse of Death Valley. Then I headed back to Schulman Grove for the Methuselah Trail, what I think is the hardest of the 3 trails in this region. It's a 4.5-mile loop with pretty high difficulty, including an elevation change of nearly 900 feet. This is not just one shot straight up, but rather a series of switchbacks repeated one after another as you wander through the high elevation wilderness. This grove is home to the oldest living thing on Earth, the Methuselah tree that is 4,852 years old. Craziest part is I have service here, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Look, it's raining over there. Good, we need it. Holy fuck. I just made it back. So I was worried before about not having enough water, because this little shit likes to spill water everywhere. And now, there's thunder and lightning. It's about to start raining. And I'm worried about too much water. This is definitely life in the Sierra. I guess the White Mountains, but same. After a quick nap back at the campsite, the heat was starting to climb its way up the mountain. So I decided to head back down in search of some much needed water and more adventures. Word to the wise, don't lose your focus always looking west as you drive up the 395. Something ancient lies just to the east. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you plan your next adventure. Check out my blog post in the description down below for even more details, links, and maps of the area. Don't forget to subscribe to see all my new content drops.